Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. So today, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information.
On the way to college, he was still mayor of Baltimore. My brother was mayor of Baltimore. So when the mayor shows up, that's a really important occasion. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, not only for your presence, but for your kind words about the rescue package and where we go from here, and for your great leadership of this wonderful city of Austin. Are we keeping it weird enough? Is that the deal? Okay. Julian, it's I can't tell you how your words are music to my ears and to anyone who is in public service. To hear the mission that you have, how you fulfill it, the volunteers who participate. Thank you, to community foundations, communities, and your Prosper Center here.
The nearly $1 trillion in federal stimulus relief was sent to U.S. households through 3 stimulus checks, and it's credited with reducing poverty and helping millions of families weather this crisis. But with this crisis still affecting many people across the nation, some states are also moving to distribute stimulus payments. Many more U.S. states are now tapping their own stimulus funds or surpluses to help specific residents, such as low-income households or teachers, with direct aid reaching more than 25 million people starting this month. But at the same time, many households have already spent their third stimulus checks, which the IRS started distributing this past March. In another development that could weigh on people's income, crisis unemployment benefits are set to end on September 6th, cutting nearly 7.5 million jobless workers off the rolls. The United States saw the least number of new unemployment fillings since March 2020 last week, as employers sought out more workers to fill open positions during the recovery. The Labor Department released its weekly jobless claims report earlier today. Initial unemployment claims returned to their downtrend after a modest uptick last week. Filings have fallen sharply relative to August last year, when new claims were coming in at nearly 900,000 a week, which smooths out volatility in the weekly data, dipped by nearly 12,000 to 355,000. As of the week ended August 14th, about 12.2 million Americans were claiming benefits of all forms, including both regular state and enhanced federal unemployment benefits. That marked an increase of nearly 179,000 versus the previous period, though the overall trend over the past several months has been decreasing.
Because the public policy that we put forth to help people for the people has to be accessible to them, whether it's linguistically, culturally, just informationally. And thank you for making those connections. It's, again, an honor to be here. I want to take up where Mr. Doggett left off. First of all, I accept any compliment on behalf of the House Democrats. None of this would be possible without the courage, the integrity, the values-based attitude that they have. And when people compliment me for bringing them together, I said, I don't bring them together. Our values bring us together, and our overriding value is to help America's working families, to lower health care costs by increasing paychecks, by having cleaner government, and we can talk about that too with what's happening with the voter suppression. But as we do that, he also mentioned at closing his remarks, President Biden. President Biden has made all the difference in the world. He came into to office with a vision to build back better. And when when the Senate was passing the infrastructure bill, he made it very clear, I want to work in a bipartisan way to the extent that I can. And I want to have bipartisan legislation. And he passed that in the Senate. But he said, I will not limit how I go forward, my vision to what's in that bill. We must build back better. And what that entails, in addition to many of the health provisions, which I will return to, that Congressman Doggett has taken the lead on and mentioned here, that meant build back better by building back better with many more people participating in the economic prosperity of
About
our country.
9.2 million Americans were claiming benefits via the federal unemployment assistance and emergency unemployment compensation programs, which will end within a week. A primary concern right now for the economy has remained labor supply shortages, with employers still struggling to find enough qualified workers to fill vacancies. So everyone, what are your thoughts about all of this? Do you think that the early ending of state unemployment benefits is leading to the decrease of weekly jobless claims? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Additional money that is coming includes supplemental plus up payments from the Internal Revenue Service for owed stimulus amounts, as well as tax refunds on 2020 unemployment compensation. And soon, California residents will see another round of Golden State stimulus checks for $600. There are also $1,000 thank you payments going out to teachers and school staff in many states. A temporary expansion of the child tax credit for 2021 sends qualifying families up to $3,600 for each child. You can calculate your total here. So everyone, the key word for this video is puppy. The advanced partial payments of up to $300 per dependent, which began this summer, are issued monthly through the end of the year, with a final payment in 2022. Parents also have the option of deferring the advanced monthly checks and instead getting their payment in the spring. There is no cap on the total credit amount that a family with multiple children can claim. If the credit is more than what is owed in taxes, families will receive the excess amount as tax refund next year. California has approved 2 rounds of state-level stimulus payments to all eligible residents. Golden State Stimulus 1 and 2, these payments are intended to support low-income Californians and help those facing hardships due to this crisis. Nearly 2/3 of California residents qualify for the expanded Golden State Stimulus Second, amounting to a one-time payment of $600, and checks will start going out in September. In order to qualify for these checks, you must have been a California resident for most of 2020 and still live there, filed a 2020 tax return, earned less than $75,000, have a Social Security number or an individual taxpayer identification number, and your children cannot be claimed as a dependent by another taxpayer. As part of the American Rescue Plan, state and local governments receive $350 billion in assistance. Much of that aid will go to schools, with some states deciding to pay their teachers and other school staff a thank you bonus of up to $1,000. The states participating right now are Georgia, Florida, Colorado, Tennessee, Texas, and also California. It's also likely that other states will approve similar funds in the near future. Thank you so much everyone for joining me here this afternoon. That's the end of the video. I do hope you found some of this information helpful. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you so much everyone.